Hey, Jay, we've got my brother Igal, and we've got Tony Claude Gunner. Is that I recognize the account? That's what the name comes up as. How you all doing? You all good?
What's up? How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Terry, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Yeah, good. Igal, big win for you today. I was a little nervous for you when you came for Tottenham when they lost today, but your boys got the job done. A big win at 3-1.
We're starting to click into gear. This is what we need to do. When we play the smaller teams, we need to go and show them what we're made of. Second half, what happened was we basically we conceded a silly goal and immediately responded back and showed that we are just better class than Burnley. And I don't think that's disrespectful. That's just we are on a different level at this moment in time, and we need to continue to show that when we play smaller teams at home. It's unfortunate we didn't get a clean sheet, but I just want to shout out some performances. First of all, everyone's going to say, oh, Kai Havertz. I actually put my neck on the line and said Kai Havertz is going to score. Silly of me because he got subbed off at halftime, but I don't want to make it all about Kai Havertz. Trossard, big up to him, scored Arsenal's 1,000th goal, and he's a warrior. The guy literally put his body on the line to score that goal. Big up to him. Bukayo Saka and him, their link-up has been amazing. Zinchenko bossed the game from minute 1 to the end, and I knew this was going to happen because Burnley, they're going to give him a lot of space in the midfield, and he loves that space, and he capitalized on that space in the midfield, and he dominated the game. And he also scored a scissor kick goal, so big up to him for that. And of course, William Saliba, let's just call him William Rolls Royce Saliba at this point. The guy is just absolutely outstanding. He's in the right places defensively every single time, and I just feel like you should give that signature slide tackle to him because his timing is impeccable. The way that he does it, effortless. You just know he's going to get the ball and never foul the player. So yeah, honestly, Terry, it's business as usual. I'm not going to get gassed over a win against Burnley. I'm just happy we're ahead of Tottenham, and I was laughing at their faces earlier because that was the only opportunity I was going to get to laugh at their face.
No, listen, rivals are free to come on any stream, especially if you're in the group chats and those links are shared. It's open. Gunnar Souls,
can I say one more thing about United quickly?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
It is embarrassing if United catch up to Tottenham or any of our clubs at this moment in time because everyone was burying them a couple of weeks ago. So big up to you guys for winning. I thought you guys were going to win by a more scoreline, but hey, that's all I got to say, Terry. I agree with you fully on that point.
No, but listen, I agree. Look, if Man United, with the way we've been, especially Spurs fans,
besides Chelsea,
especially Spurs fans who 3 weeks ago I don't remember which Spurs fan it was, called us a finished has-been tin pot club. If we finish in front of them, they're just done. They're done out here. Do you know what I mean? You can't say we're awful. It can't be our worst start to a league campaign since we got relegated and we end up in front of you, because that just shows you the level of my club versus all of yours. Gunnar Solzo, do you echo what Igal said about Arsenal in terms of the quality you demonstrated today? Are you happy with the win?
No, I'm happy with the win. We needed to bounce back, especially after the Newcastle defeat, and we just needed to stamp our authority back in the league and maybe put some pressure on Man City to go and do their job tomorrow. So I think we can't be mad at what we did. I mean, we needed to break them down. They played a very compact in the middle where we kind of dominate. So Kompany's game plan was exactly what he needed to do, which was neutralize our middle threat. And we needed to start going out wide. The only problem I have is how long it took us to kind of realize where the threats can come from and maybe cross the ball a lot quicker. We seem to be too pragmatic sometimes and too slow in decision makings in the final third. But other than that, I think we definitely miss Martin Odegaard, regardless of how he started this season. He's not been his scintillating best, but you can see in games like this where he would have made those first-time passes. He would have made that killer pass into the final third that could have got us potentially more goals in this game and actually opened them up more. But I think that's where Arteta needs to tweak. And when you spoke about, Lee Gunner and other people saying about there's no gears to go up, I still think there is, because it's not been as fluid as I've seen them play. Last season, we were a lot more quicker. We were smooth with the ball, one-touch passes. This game, we've not really seen that. Or this season, we haven't seen that. So there's definitely levels to go up. There's definitely more we've seen from this team, regardless of injuries. We've spoken about it. We've got 4 definite starters and 2 potential starters that have been out. So we've got 6 injuries, just like many teams have been crying about, and we still get the job done. And that's the thing that I can be proud of. As much as we slag the squad off and go anything beyond the 11 may not be and is questionable, we're still getting the job done. A lot of people are going to come at certain players today in terms of how they performed, especially Kai Havertz. But I think it's going to be one of those that needs time to actually develop and come into his confidence. You can see it. He's getting frustrated with himself, and he is picking up those mistakes, and he isn't happy with his performances, which is the signs I want to see. Because if he sat there, smiling and being happy with the way he's playing, and I think that substitution coming so early is going to be that wake-up call that he needs to step up and he needs to do something more to keep his place. Because Arteta doesn't make early substitutions for no reason, and it's usually a message to the player: you either step up and buckle up or you're out. And that's, I hope Havertz gets the message, because he has been backed in the media. So, I mean, a lot of people can get onto him, but it's been he's only coming to the club for a few months. I give every player a season before I judge them fully and go whether they're good enough or whether they're bad enough. Because a lot of people wrote off Fabio Vieira last season. Now they want him to start. So make your minds up. You can't just keep flip-flopping and giving some players a season, some players no season. So that's just all I've got to say. I'm proud of the win. International break. It'll give players about 2 weeks to rest up and get ready. It's good to see Bukayo Saka not injured and actually back to somewhat to his best as well, taking players on, making opportunities happen, getting an assist, doing what he does best, because this season he's been shocking. So I'm proud to see the players are slowly coming back, but it's going to give the club a headache, because Trossard playing was actually better, and he kind of molds into that Jesus role a lot better, and we want to go for an Ivan Toney. Is that going to hamper the way we play, or is that actually going to improve us? And I'm quite interested to see, if we do get a Toney, does that improve us or does that regress us when we play Lakanedi and Ketia? It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It's definitely going to improve us. Come on, man. If we get a finisher like Ivan Toney, that means we have somebody who can finish off the chances that we create. And at this moment in time, we create so many chances in these games. We just are not clinical.
No, but when Eddie and Ketia play, someone who's more of a focal point, we don't create those chances. Whereas if Trossard comes in and we look a lot more smoother, we look more fluid. That's what I'm trying to say.
Realize, Ivan Toney was also one of Brentford's best creators. Also, he wasn't just a guy who just scored goals. So my point is, if we bring in a striker of that caliber that can also create, we could see Harry Kane type numbers from Ivan Toney potentially at Arsenal.
Harry Kane numbers in what, in goals or
in goals and
assists? But again, that will come with a very, very big caveat, my brother. I don't really think that we should just say that Ivan Toney would just come into this team and we produce this sort of numbers like this Kane numbers you're talking about, Egal. I don't think we should be talking about that right now. I think he has to come into the team, merge with this team, understand the team quite well, because we all know that Mikel Arteta plays in a very, very different style with his strikers. He demands more from his strikers. He demands them to link up play. He demands them to kind of look for ways to bring in other attacking talents and bring them into play. So it might be a very chaotic one for Ivan Toney if he does come by January, in which I highly doubt it, because I'm also hearing news of Vlahovic also in the offing trying to come into the
I'm sick and tired of that guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what did you make of it today, Toney? Are you happy with the performance, or do you feel, where do you sort of stand on this? This is Arsenal at their optimum best. You still think there's levels for this team to go up this season?
Definitely. We have to improve. See, of course, Igal has already said it. Souls has already said it. We haven't played at our optimal best this season. We haven't even scratched gear one. Last season, we're beating teams. We're mauling these teams for fun. But right now, the machine isn't carefully oiled. I think we're having an overinflated kind of importance with the business we've done in the summer. I don't think we did particularly great business in the summer. Come on, we brought Kai Havertz for about £65 million, and this is what we get this season with Kai Havertz. He had two opportunities today. One was just to slot the ball into the net with his head, which is in his wheelhouse. When he was at Chelsea, at least he scored part of his 7 goals that he did accumulate for Chelsea last season. Some of them were, with his head. I'm sorry, today, not. It wasn't just happening for him. And those are 2 goal scoring opportunities. How many more opportunities will Kai Havertz, a £65 million waste in this team? How many more patient Arsenal fans will have to wait for this guy to put up or shut up and justify the £65 million that we spent on him. And see, the wake-up call Souls talked about, I think it was very, very underrated in the charts. Yeah, see, Mikel Arteta doesn't make these changes quickly for for no reason. He does it actually for a reason. Yeah, if he comes up it's 60th minute and it's hacking you out of the game, it's for a big reason, and the big reason there is that, hey, I didn't like how you played today. I think that Fabio Vieira will come on and do something big and more important that you've done. And when Fabio Vieira came in, if we're particularly very, very fair, he was running the channels. He was trying to at least put in a decent effort, a decent shift. You could see him running about, trying to make calculated tackles, trying to get the ball back, trying to be in and about the conversation in the 18-yard box. And that's what Kai Havertz, as a player, hasn't been able to achieve this season. Arsenal needed to bounce back from what happened, the disaster at St. James Park just a week ago. And definitely this performance might not be up there, but yes, we did get those 3 goals. It was very, very important to see Trossard start again in that number 9 position. You can see what he's all about. It's that kind of striker that would create lots of chaos because of his movement. When you have particularly movement in your wheelhouse, when you particularly are very fast also, mostly as a player that comes from the wing and you're now playing as a number 9, which is an experience he has also gotten from Brighton, playing as a number 9 to playing behind the striker too. It's in his wheelhouse, can do that.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important that we saw that, and he got a goal. Very,
I hear
very
you on that.
amazing goal, putting his body on the line.
Absolutely. Gal, I want to ask you a question. I mean, Vieira ended up being sent off today. Any complaints about the red card, or do you think it's justified?
Terry, I've seen the replay. The guy, he was late. He caught his foot, and he could have really seriously hurt him. So at this point, we can't complain about that. That is strictly a red, and he's just lucky that it's not violent conduct, and they deemed it as a mistake. So hopefully, he doesn't get a 3-game match ban, and it's just a 1-game match ban.
I think all straight reds are 3-game bans, other than denying goal scoring opportunities. It's still it's reckless and dangerous. Still 3 games. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, do you agree with that, Souls? Do you concur that red card, no complaints?
No, I don't think I've got any complaints about the referee today. It was a red by the letter of the laws, and it was a stupid challenge. It was late. That could have gone horribly wrong for the player. I understand why some people think it can be harsh because there was no contact made, but they have always said it's about the intent and what that tackle could do. So if that law is still in place, then there's no complaints. I suppose the only.
What about one thing? The push. Saka's goal got disallowed. Saka had a cross across the box where he won the header and he put one hand on the back of the player. So just going back to last week. And
that's where you can, but that's the irony. It is a foul. So what I don't want to see is pushes in the back not given, personally, as a football fan, because they're meant to be fouls, right? What I'd say about Vieira should have gone today, but the fact that Udogie didn't for a 2-footed tackle just because he didn't make full contact is crazy. Because again, if he lands on that guy's ankle, it's good night Vienna. That ankle is snapping like a rotten carrot. So no, I don't think there's any complaints about it. But I wanted to ask and see if any of you thought that there was. We are going to come back to Arsenal.